What's up, guys? Today I'm joined by Eden from Erotic, and we're going to show you how to make even the most boring conversation extremely flirty.
You don't want to miss this.
All right, so flirting is something a lot of guys struggle with. I constantly get emails, hey Alex, I was on a date and this girl was asking me boring questions, so the conversation is boring and then nothing happened. You know, I'm having a really hard time taking a boring topic and making it flirty. So in this video, we're gonna fix that. We're gonna do a real life demonstration on the spot where Eden is gonna ask me really boring questions, and I'm gonna try to make every single boring conversation very flirty and interesting and playful and even somewhat sexual. But first, let me kind of explain the general ways of how you can make something flirty. I think the first one, and potentially the easiest one, is playful trolling. So the girl asks you, what do you do? You're like, oh, I'm a male OnlyFans star, right? Something along the lines of that. Now, you don't want to overdo it on the trolling because that can just make you seem disgenuine, but some playful trolling is a really good way. The second way is purposeful misinterpretation. So the girl says like something like, you were like, how was the drive? Oh, good. It was like long and hard. To be like, well, like relax. We just met. Like, let's not talk about like, you know, that kind of stuff just yet, right? You're purposely misinterpreting what she's saying in a playful manner. I think the third thing is just exaggerating and sarcasm. So the girl's like, oh, you live like 10 miles away, don't you? I'd be like, actually, I'm a million miles. You know, I drove 5 hours for this date, you know, or 5 days for this date, something like that. You're kind of agreeing and exaggerating what she's saying. And the fourth thing, which I don't even know if it's a separate category, but more something to keep in mind, is your tonality, right? Your tonality and body language can literally make the difference between something being very boring or very interesting. So the girl asks you like, hey, how was your day? And you're like, oh, it's pretty good. You know, how to work out, looking nice and fit for our date. There's no sexual tension there. If you're like, I was pretty good, had a really big workout, looking nice and jacked for our date, right? You can see how tonality can make a huge difference, and that's something that's going to be demonstrated throughout this video. Do you have anything to add to that, Eden?
No, I think those are pretty good. Every single one allows the girl to take it how she wants to take it and then jump in and chime in.
Yeah, you take it the way you want to take it.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that makes the girl feel more comfortable and then allows her to play into that potentially flirtatious or sexual tone, which then relieves the pressure on your end.
Yeah, we're all about relieving the pressure at PWF. All right, so let's crack into it. Bam, good. See, I'm already starting. So yeah, kick it off with the first boring topic.
What do you do for work?
You really want to know?
Well, now I do. Yeah.
I work as a male stripper.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't peg you out to be a male stripper.
Why? You don't think I'm good looking enough? You
No.
you don't think I have the rock hard abs?
No, I just don't think you can move your hips like Shakira.
I move my hips better than Shakira. I'll
Really?
have you know. Yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to
Are
prove
you gonna like ask me for a lap dance?
No, like say it with your chest and like show it, you know?
You want a lap dance?
No, I never said that. I'm just saying.
Like move your hips, show me that you can strip.
Yeah,
that's
show me.
essentially a lap dance.
How am I gonna trust your belief?
Okay, how about this? I'll give the random homeless guy down the street a lap dance. That would be so much better.
Okay, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
Nah,
Homeless Bob, he's gonna love it.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Okay, love the confidence.
Yeah. I'm just totally fucking with you, by the way. I work in marketing.
Okay.
Did you really believe I was a stripper?
Potentially.
Okay.
You never know. You can't judge nowadays.
I want to see how trusting you were.
How trusting I was.
Yeah.
How gullible.
That's not the word I would use, but okay, we can use that word.
you.
We can use the G word if you prefer.
Well, I mean, you were going off.
Well, listen, marketing
your hips,
can be very sexy. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You have to show me
like
how.
the way I'm like organizing those Google ads.
Oh,
I got
shit.
my assless chaps on.
Oh my god! And your fingers on the keyboard.
Yeah, my fingers are just going really fast. Like
Oh
so
my-
fast. 50 words per second. Just
No way.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never really thought marketing could be sexy, but
Well, I'm gonna have to prove you wrong.
I guess you will.
There we go. Nailed it. All right, so reflection on that one. So basically same concept. There's trolling involved. There's exaggeration, purposeful misinterpreting. All the stuff I talked about is involved in this. But again, I think the common theme you're going to see is just moving things in a very slow and progressive way and really leveraging humor, right? Because I think that what separates a remark from being creepy or being really like accepted is where they was said with humor. Humor is the easiest way to sexualize, right? Because if the girl doesn't like you, you can just pull back and be like, oh, I was just kidding, right? It gives you a massive like excuse if it goes wrong. But if you do it correctly, it really should seldom ever go wrong. But yeah, I think I start off with humor and then I kind of build on that. And sometimes then I drop the humor a little bit and make it more sexual, right? But that's kind of, again, you're following that smooth escalation ladder.
Mm-hmm. And I think also like with this whole stripper thing, which a lot of guys use and a lot of girls use, I think you can throw it back at her and be like, okay, since you're talking so much about this whole stripper thing, like, do you think you can pull it off? Do you think you can do that job? Do you know what I mean? And then like having her kind of feel like, okay, now I'm talking about me being sexy. Do you know what I mean? See how the girl reacts to it, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So again, it's always about watching her reactions to the things that you say. If she's really digging the whole stripper thing, you can jump and venture into that. I think, yeah.
Have you ever thought about getting your PhD in erotic dancing?
Me?
Yeah.
Potentially.
It's a very competitive career field.
I was a competitive dancer.
Listen, don't worry. I have a contact, so I'll be able to.
You have contacts?
Yeah, I'll get you. I got you.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys on the big screen soon. So.
Bam. All right, let's move to the next topic.
Okay. Do you have any hobbies? What are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time?
No, I'm just an extremely boring guy who just literally sits on the couch and does nothing for 24 hours.
Really?
I don't even sleep. No, yeah, I like to do a lot of things. I like to travel. I have a dog. I love playing with my dog. I love, for example, snowboarding. I love reading, various kinky activities. I think also soccer, I'm a big fan. So yeah, basically that.
Kinky activities?
Oh, that's the one you picked up on. Dirty mind.
Well, I mean, you can't just throw it in there and not elaborate.
You don't care about the soccer, you just care about the kinky activities?
Of course I do.
You are a pervert.
Soccer's my favorite sport, but you said kinky activities without elaborating.
Okay.
Everything else was very specific. So
I will elaborate for you. What would you like to know?
Okay. What kinky activities? Top 3.
I would say I'm into BDSM, I'm into dominance, I'm into toys. I may or may not have a pair of fuzzy huncalves.
For yourself?
No, on my nightstand for the other women characters in my life, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, is that your thing?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Of course. For me too, it's also potentially.
Only if they're pink and sparkly. Not sure if you have
It's your
that.
lucky night. Mine are extra pink and extra sparkly.
Yeah, you're probably just saying that. You're going to go home and order it real quick on Amazon.
Are you doubting me? You know what? I'd be willing to show you them right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd never invite strangers over. Like, that's just like, I don't know you, but
yeah.
Since you're...
I might kill you, but...
Yeah, you seem very tough. Like, look at these muscles. But since you're questioning my integrity, I'll be fully willing to show you my fuzzy handcuffs.
Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. Bam, there we go. So again, same basic concept. I'll just let you speak on that because I feel like that's all I have to say in terms of like the other ones.
Yeah, I think that when you throw something, so when you list something and then you throw something a little bit more questionable or interesting, obviously her brain is going to stop right at that, right? And what I like is that you threw it in there and you didn't make that the primary focus. Again, it's sort of the same theme that we've been talking about. Make it flirty and sexual, but don't make it the center of attention. Make yourself seem like you're, innocent and it's not a big deal, and make her feel like she's the one being sexual, because then she can, contribute to that conversation. She's going to want to. So that's why I zoomed in on that, because I was like, kinky activities, like, what does that mean?
Yeah, there's nothing better than gaslighting the girl into thinking she's actually the pervert. That's but on a serious note, that is kind of what you're doing, and that's totally okay, right? It's a good kind of gaslighting, so to speak.
Pull the pervert out of her. You know what I mean? Because we all are perverts.
Fucking take the pervert.
Yeah, just be like, okay, I see the pervert in you. I'm just gonna drop little breadcrumbs till you
show up on the day and be like, I'm gonna take the pervert right out of you.
Right out of you.
Just point your finger right in her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all close in her private space. Yeah, one other thing I will add, like that whatever that line or whatever you want to call it, like I'm into this, various kinky activities, is something I use over text all the time. So typically girls will be like, oh, what are your hobbies? Or what do you like to do for fun? What are you into? And I'll just literally say something along the lines of that. The only thing I add is if it's over text, I'll say just missing a little, and then I'll insert her name. So if her name is Anna, just missing a little Anna in my life. That's not gonna really sound that well if you say in person, but over text, gold.
Yeah, I think over text is definitely more effective, and you can tweak those things over text, and the list is perfect in person and on text. Like, there's nothing more fun than like reading somebody, putting in effort and telling me all their hobbies and then throwing that spicy thing in there.
Hell yeah. All right, let's do one last quick one.
Okay. What TV shows are you into? Are you watching anything?
Yeah, I'm a huge Game of Thrones, House of Dragon nerd.
Okay.
As you can tell by my Game of Thrones tattoos, if you've noticed.
Oh, no way. I don't watch Game of Thrones. So.
Wait, hold up. You don't watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, no. Are you one of those?
I feel so catfish right now.
Why?
I thought you were a diehard Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. God.
I just said I'm a queen. You took it as Game of Thrones.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm into that. It doesn't seem like my kind of show.
Wait, you're not into shows with massive amounts of incest and dragons?
Incest and dragons.
The two best things in life.
Okay. Do you happen to have siblings?
I happen not to have siblings.
Perfect.
Only
okay.
child.
Fine.
Listen, we're gonna have to change this. I just, you seem like a good catch. You're cute. You're funny. You have a good sense of humor. You seem pretty intelligent, but I just can't get over the fact that you've never seen Game of Thrones. I'm gonna have to pop your Game of Thrones cherry. I want to take your Game of Thrones virginity.
Wow, this is a huge step.
Yeah. I'm being very blunt, but...
Yeah, I might have to think about that, but we'll see. I don't know if it's worth it for me.
Not in a sexual way, though. Just purely in a Game of Thrones incest type of way.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to do? Watch it?
Yeah, we're going to watch it. We're going to binge watch. I'm going to get some, like chocolate-covered cherries. I'm going to get some wine.
And if I don't like it?
If you don't like it, then you are insane. And I will have to send you to the insane asylum.
So you're that confident that I'm going to enjoy this?
I'm extremely confident.
Okay.
I've never been more confident in my life.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let's do it.
We'll see.
Pinky promise. Bam. All right, so there we go. Basically, again, all the same premises as the last one. Now, one thing I do want to touch on one more time is that, like, again, you have to give the girl some logical information. So, like, she knows that I'm really into Game of Thrones. Like, that's me, like, kind of opening up. Like, I'm a huge Game of Thrones nerd. That's a fact. That's not something I pulled up. So I am giving her, like, tits and bits of, like, logical stuff about me so she feels like she knows me. I'm not just trolling the whole time. But then I'm taking that, and after I do that, I'm making things a lot more interesting and also using a lot of the we frame. It's like, hey, it's about us. We're doing this. Also, another thing that Eden mentioned earlier is you can do is future projection, right? So it's like kind of like, oh yeah, we're gonna watch it together, right? And then that gives you really good, deniable plausibility. If the girl's like, if you invite the girl over, she's like, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. I'd be like, oh, I thought we were watching Game of Thrones at my place, You're like, where did you think we were gonna watch it, right? So that's also really good. So future projection, we frame is good stuff.
I love that you brought up the we, because I do think that makes, at least for me, and I know a lot of other girls feel like when a guy says we, we're like, oh, wow, okay, so you're thinking about moving forward from this date. That's sweet. It's kind of like an endearing thing while making it sexual too, with the whole you're coming over to my house and we're watching this and I want you to like it and like we're gonna do this. I think it's a really great way to see how she's vibing and then to actually solidify something going forward after this date. So
yeah, there's like 3 frames. There's the I frame where you're just talking about yourself. I like to do that. Boring. No one gives a shit. Like, don't even bother with it unless it's like to a very small extent. Yeah, it's not interesting. Most guys are spending 70-80% of the day just talking about themselves. I frame. No one gives a shit. Second is you frame, which is better for sure. If you're like, what do you like to do for fun? Or are you big on traveling? Or you look like this, you look like that. Definitely better, way better than I frame. But it's not typically not that like flirty or sexual. We frame is the ultimate solution, right? Because it's about you two together. You're a unit, right? It's not you versus her. It's you two together against the world, right? And that's just a very attractive frame to be in.
So how would you describe your style? Like, what do you wear? What's your go-to look for
if I had to pick one word, I would say awesome. Just epic. Just perfection in every way.
Okay.
No, I mean, I kind of like contrasting colors, so I will typically do black pants, white shirt. If I do white pants, black shirt, type of thing. Sometimes I wear a cape and assless chaps, but let's not talk about that.
Well, I was expecting you to show off like that, actually.
The assless chaps?
Yeah.
I was this close to wearing them.
I mean, come on.
I am a superhero.
Not like your contrasting colors. Like, that's cute, but you said awesome, epic, like cape.
You want to see the cape?
Yeah.
I have it. I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to show you the cape.
Okay.
It's actually pretty big, so I think we can both fit under the cape.
We'll put both our heads through it.
Yeah. Are you ready to be epic and awesome?
I think so.
If you're ready,
I'm already epic and awesome.
I also have 2 pairs of assless chaps, so one of them come in female. Don't ask why, but I think they will fit your body perfectly.
Should I be alarmed?
No, you should be excited.
Are you ordering them right now on Amazon under the table?
Hang on, don't look. I need my phone for a second. Checking the phone. Ordered.
Do you need my address?
No, because we're just going to do it at my place anyway.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to go in public like that.
Well, yeah, we're going to go to my place and then we're going to venture out in public.
Okay, perfect.
But we need a meeting ground.
It's true.
We need to meet somewhere.
Talk about our superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, exactly. Perfect. I love it.
Hell yeah.
See you then.
So there we go. That's another one. Again, so basically the same concept as all of these other ones. Again, you have to kind of build on this. You're not going to be like, But first of all, notice how I answered part of the question logically. I did tell the girl, like, okay, I like contrasting colors, which is true. That is how I feel. I didn't like make that up. But then I added a little like flirty twist to it. Yeah, like a cape. I don't know why I said cape, but like whatever, assless chaps. That's a joke I'll commonly make. Like when I'm talking to the girl and we're about to meet up, and I'll be like, meeting her in public, not really sure like exactly what she looks like. If she has a common face, I'll be like, oh, what are you wearing? She'd be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. What about you? I'll be like, oh, I'm wearing my leather assless chaps, right? And that's like a joke I use all the time over text, or, like she's like, oh, what should I wear? Be like, well, I'm wearing my assless chaps, so you got to dress to match. So that's like a joke you can make. Again, also a lot of it just depends on your tonality. If you say that with a deadpan face, yeah, my ass was chaps. Like the girl's gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, right?
Like
but you say it in like a clearly like sarcastic, playful type of way, right? Again, you gotta focus on the tonality much more than the words. That's gonna have a totally different meaning. And again, you can see each one of these examples, like they were all leading in a flirty direction. And once you're in a flirty territory, it's not that hard to make things sexual. You saw a lot of these, there was a little bit of sexual undertone, but you can build on that and make that more sexual, right? But you guys start off with playful and flirty, and then you go up. All right, hope you guys found this video valuable. And if you're enjoying this type of practical content, then make sure you guys hit the like button, hit subscribe, click the bell for notification, and share this video with a few friends. Also, make sure you guys check out Eden's Erotica channel. It's going to be in the description, the full link. But she honestly gives a lot of really good, solid dating advice. I know there's all cliche saying never take dating advice from a woman, but her dating advice is spot on. Honestly, from what I've seen, she's been on channel for speed dates a lot. She's given guys feedback, and I've never really disagreed with any of her feedback. Like, she gives really solid advice, so definitely check that out. It doesn't cost you guys anything to hit the subscribe button, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and until next time.